In the previous session, we have discussed about page layouts and we have discussed what exactly a page layout, what it indicates, what we can do with the help of page layouts, and how many page layouts will be providing by Salesforce by default for each object, and how can we create our own custom page layouts for our objects, and what are the various modes that we have for each page layout? We have discussed what exactly edit mode, detail mode we have discussed. And then we have discussed how can we customize the page layout. So what we can customize and how to customize the page layouts we have discussed in the previous session. Now, so as part of page layout customization, we have discussed a few features yesterday, like how can we add one or more sections onto the page layout we have discussed, and we have discussed how can we specify the number of columns to be used to arrange the fields either in one column or two columns, how can we specify the tab key order, how to place the fields in the required sections, and how can we move the fields from one section to another section. Okay, till this one we have discussed in the previous session. We are done with this of 5 options yesterday. Let's see few more options. So today we'll see how can we make a field required or read only, how to remove unnecessary fields from the layout, how can we add them back onto the layout, how to customize the related list, how to remove or add the related list. We'll see practically here. The remaining are not required right now. These are related to development part. Custom buttons, visual first pages, Google Maps. These are all are comes under development related tasks. So now we have 5 more options. How can we customize in the page layout? We'll see one by one. Now, let's see the first option. How can we make a field required? Okay, now let's see. So now generally, whenever if you want to make a field required in Salesforce, we have 5 ways are available. In Salesforce, we have 5 ways to make a field required. That means in order to make a field mandatory, we have 5 ways are available in Salesforce. First way, already we know. Upon creating the field, we can select this checkbox over here. Upon creating the field, we can select the checkbox required. There is a required checkbox is available. We can select the required checkbox to make the field mandatory. That is the first way. Second way is today's topic here. That means page layout customization. The second way is by using page layout customization also we can make a field required. Third way, by using validation rules. There is a feature called as validation rules in Salesforce. Through validation rules feature also, we can make that field required. That means mandatory. Fourth one, by using Apex triggers. As part of development, through with the help of Apex programming, with the help of triggers feature, we can make a field required. That is the fourth one. Fifth one, by using Visual Force programming. Through Visual Force programming, we can able to make a field required. These are the total 5 ways are available. In order to make a field required, we have the required checkbox. Second one, page layout customization. Third one, validation rules. Fourth one, Apex triggers. Fifth one, Visual Force programming. These are the 5 ways are available to make a field required. Already we know one way. Upon creating the field, we are able to select the required checkbox to mark the field as mandatory. But now, through page layout customization also, we can make a field required or read-only. That facility is available. Then how can we make a field required or read-only by using page layout customization? Now let me show you with the practical use case today. Now, let me go back to my Salesforce org. I'm going to my Salesforce org now. Now, let me go to my object. For example, this is a position object. As soon as once you click on this new button, now it is providing the page layout, which is a edit layout. In this edit layout, all the fields are visible in editable format over here. So that we can enter the data inside the fields, we can create a new record. Now tell me, in this case, now tell me, is this minimum pay is mandatory field or optional? Optional, right. Open it, optional, right. Next we have HR contact number, optional.
Optional.
Client name, optional, right. Now, so these are not mandatory fields, these are optional fields. Now I would like to make the HR contact number as mandatory field. How to make this a field required? That means mandatory. Now let me show you with the practical use case. In order to mark this a field as mandatory, just you can go to that page layout customization. Go to the page layout customization, go to the page layout editor, go to that field, double click on the field property window will be visible. In that window, you will be having two options, required, read only. Two checkboxes will be available. Now I would like to mark it as mandatory. So select the required checkbox, save it. So that the field will be marking as mandatory from there onwards. Now, let me show you. Click on Setup menu, Edit Object, click on Fields and Relationships link. I want to make HR contact number is mandatory. This is a field. Currently, the field is an optional field. I want to mark it as mandatory field. So go to the page layouts, click on the default layout. That means position layout. Now, when you come down, I want to make this option collapsible. Here there is an expand and collapsible option. If you want, we can collapse. If you want, we can expand. Depends upon your requirement here. Now, we have this field HR contact number. Now, is this field is mandatory or optional? Optional field. So, if it is a mandatory, it will be having a red color star symbol here. But here, no red color star symbol. I want to mark this field as mandatory. Just you can go to that field name, place the mouse pointer on it. As soon as whenever I'm placing the mouse pointer on the field, you will be getting two options. First one we have remove, second one properties window. Remove means what? This is a field we can remove from the page layout. Now second one properties window. So I would like to see the properties. Now just you can click on properties. You will be getting that read only required two options are available. Or else if you're feeling difficulty, just you can go to the field, double click on this. Double click on that. Field properties window will be getting visible. Now select the option as required. Click on OK. From now onwards, this field also will be marking as mandatory field here. Clear? Now, this is one way. Now, So now in this case here, for example, my requirement is I want to mark minimum pay field, open date field, HR contact number, client name. All these are four fields mandatory. All these are four fields I would like to mark it as mandatory. Generally, what you will do, go to the minimum pay field, double click on that, it will provide the property window, select the required checkbox, save it. Then go to that milestone date field, double click on that, select the required checkbox, save it. Then HR contact number also, and then okay, client name also. So each field we are making it as mandatory one by one, one by one, one by one. But now, as part of page layout customization, you no need to do each field mandatory okay, separately. We can make multiple fields also mandatory in one shot with the help of page layout customization. So, page layout customization allows us to make multiple fields also mandatory in one shot. How? Let me show you. So whatever the fields you would like to mark as mandatory, just you can select those fields by holding the control key in your keyboard. Inside the keyboard, just you can hold the control key, select the second one, third one, fourth one. Okay, now select all these of four fields. Whatever the fields you would like to mark as mandatory, select those fields by selecting this okay control key inside the keyboard. Once the four fields has been getting selected, once the four fields has been selected, then place the mouse pointer on any one of the selected fields here. Whatever the four selected fields are there, place the mouse pointer on any of the selected field, click on properties window here. Click on properties window. Place the mouse pointer on any of the selected field, click on properties window. Now, whatever the fields we have selected, all the four fields will be getting visible over here. These are the four fields I have selected: minimum pay, my open date, HR contact number, client name. If you want to mark these four fields mandatory, select the required checkbox and then we can click on OK. So all the four fields we can make it required in one shot. Instead of marking each field mandatory, we can make multiple fields also mandatory in one shot with the help of page layout customization. Select this required checkbox, click on OK. All the four fields has been marked as mandatory in one shot over here.
Sir,
Clear?
can you repeat
The
how to
concept
do
here?
it? How to do the multiple
Now,
things?
no, I want to make it as optional. Now, so whatever the fields you would like to mark it as mandatory, select this fields by holding the control key inside your keyboard. Now hold the control key in the keyboard, select the fields which you would like to mark as mandatory, and then place the mouse pointer on any of the selected field, click on okay, require properties window. Now it is providing all the four selected controls, then we can able to mark it as mandatory over here. Clear? Now, now I want to make this compensation details minimum pay should be mandatory. Double click on this. I would like to mark it as mandatory. Clear? This is the way we can able to make a field required through page layout customization. By using this page layout customization, not only placing the fields in the required section, we can make a field required also depends upon the business needs inside that page layout. Clear? Next one. Clear up to this one? Next. Now let's see the next option. So in this case, by using this page layout customizations, whatever the fields that you don't want on your page layout, we can remove them. Like for example, sometime back we have created few fields in my object. Since last 2 years, we are keep on using that user interface. But now the client's business has been changed. According to that new requirement, according to the new business, we made some changes in the application also. In that case, whatever the fields are visible on the page layout in the past, now client asks us to remove two fields from the page layout here. We are not deleting the field from the object. In the object level, those fields will be available as it is. But now I don't want to show on the screen. I want to remove from the page layout. In that case, do we have any chance to remove these separate fields from the page layout? Yes. Whatever the optional fields are available, optional fields we can remove from the page layout also. Suppose if the field is a mandatory field, that means upon creating the field, you have selected the required checkbox. That means what? Compulsorily we have to enter the value. It's a mandatory field. If you want to enter the value in the field, compulsorily field should be visible on the layout, right? If it is visible on the screen, then only we can enter some data upon creating the record. If the field is not visible on the layout, how the people will enter the data, how they can create the record. For that reason, whatever the mandatory fields are available on the layout, mandatory fields cannot be removable. Mandatory field should be compulsorily visible on the screen because it's a mandatory field. Compulsorily, people have to enter some data. In order to enter the data, field should be visible on the screen. It should be present on the screen mandatorily. So that here, whatever the mandatory fields are available, we can't remove. Now, for example, if you want to remove a field from the layout, let's see how can we remove. Assume that I want to remove this field, open date field. Upon placing the mouse pointer on this field, it is providing remove option. Once you click on remove, the field will be removing from the layout. That means what? Upon removing the field from the layout, it will be removing only from the screen, not from the database table. In the table level, field is visible as it is over here, but that will not be visible on the page layout as of now. Okay, clear? So what fields you want to show on the layout, what fields you don't want to show on the layout, that we can customize, depends upon the business need. That's what let's see. When you place the mouse pointer on this open date field, it will show like as a selectable symbol because the field is not there on the layout. I have removed from the layout over here. Now, when you place the mouse pointer, it is indicated here. If you want this to field back onto the layout, just click and drag and drop. You can place wherever you want here. Now, we can place the field wherever you want, depends upon the requirement. So now here in this case, whatever the fields are available on the page layout, we can remove them. In order to remove the field, place the mouse pointer on the field, just you can click on remove. That is one way. Second way, let me show you here. Now, if you want to remove some fields from the layout over here, I will show you one more shortcut mechanism also. For example, I don't want travel required, passport required. Just you can able to place the mouse pointer, click on remove. Or else you can drag and drop to that always visible control. Just you can drag and drop. I don't want this field. I don't want this field. So we can remove that. Whatever the fields that you don't want, just you can remove those fields by click on remove option or by using drag and drop options also over here. No, required fields we can't remove. Required fields compulsorily should be visible on the layout here. Optional fields we can remove that. No. If you want to make that field as a non-mandatory, go back to the object, go to the field settings, then you can able to unselect the checkbox. You cannot from here. Now, in this case here, we are having this fields are available here. Now both the fields we can able to drag and drop over here. Multiple fields. Hmm. Which fields? Now, these options. Hmm. Now, multiple fields over here. If you don't want to remove, if you want to remove those multiple fields, just you can able to remove here. I'm selecting both the fields by holding Control key. Just you can able to drag and drop. We can remove that multiple fields also. Suppose if you want to add these two fields back onto the page layout, just you can hold the Control key, select both the fields over here, and then you can place wherever you want. Okay. Now, so now I would like to represent the fields over here. I want to place these two fields. Travel required will be in this place. Passport required will be in this place. So in this case, we can remove the unnecessary fields from the layout. We can add the fields back onto that layout also over here. Depends upon the requirement. Clear? Next. So once it is done, when it come down, we are having related lists are available. What related list you would like to show? Related list means what? These are the list of related child records. Like for example, I have an account. For the account, we have some related childs, like contacts are related childs, opportunities are related childs, cases are related childs. Like for example, I have a bank account. Now the account is the parent record here. For me, I have some credit cards, those are childs. I have some loans, those are childs. And having some insurance policies, those are childs. So that these all are belongs to the same customer over here. So customer record is a parent, credit card records, loan records, or it may be like some insurance policies records. These are all our childs to customer here. Now, like the similar way here also we can able to see. So now for this particular position record, what related childs are available, we can see. For that one, we are having related list. But I don't want this open activity, so just you can click on remove icon. I don't want activity history, just you can drag and drop also, no problem. Any one of this mechanism. I want to show only notes and attachments option over here. Clear? So not only customizing that fields, we can customize the related list also to be visible on the page layout over here. Clear? So once you are done with this, all the customizations, now we can click on save button to save the changes back to the database over here. Okay. Now, these are the various customizations that we can do on our page layouts. As part of this page layouts, we can able to make the fields required also. We can remove the unnecessary fields. We can add them back to the layout. We can customize the related list. We can add them back to the related list, or we can remove them from the layout also. These are the various customizations that we can do, okay, as part of this page layout. Okay. Now, in this page layout, there are few limitations. What are those limitations? Now let's see. Now tell me, by using this page layout customization, in how many columns you can arrange the fields? In how many columns we can arrange the fields in each section? Two sections max, that means two columns max. Either in one column or maximum two columns over here. Suppose my client's requirement is I want to arrange the fields in three columns, four columns, five columns, 10 columns, 20 columns. What can I do? Will the page layout customization will support? No. It is allowing us to arrange the fields either in one column or maximum of in two columns. If you want to arrange the fields in more than two columns, then the only solution is development. Because through configuration, it's not at all possible. We have to do that customization through development with the help of Visual Force programming. Okay, this is one thing. Second one. So whatever the page layout that we have right now, the page layout background color, this is a text color like as labels, position name, number of vacancies, location, position status, like that, whatever the labels are visible. Now, these labels we can't customize. That means what? We can't customize the background color. We can't customize the font of this content. We can't customize the color of the content. We can't customize the size of the content over here. We can't do anything. So because whatever the user interface has been given by Salesforce, that will be fixed. We can't change the background color. We can't change the text color, font, style, size, alignments. We can't do anything. Just we can arrange the fields, okay, from one section to another section over here, but we can't make any branding options. Branding means colors and the images and the pictures which you would like to add. That is not at all possible over here. Okay, these are the two limitations are available as part of your page layout customization. So by using page layout customizations, we can arrange the fields in maximum of two columns, not more than that. That is the first limitation. Second limitation is we can't customize the background color, text color, font, style, size, elements of that page layout, that is also not at all possible. If the client asks us to implement with attractive looking field, then page layout will not be sufficient. Page layout is not supporting me to do this customization. In that case, we can go to the development here. That means if the configuration features, if the admin features are not at all supporting to implement the requirement, then we can go with that alternative, that is development. Through development, with the help of Visual Force programming, we can build these features. Okay, clear? Now, make a note of this one. Limitations. First one, page layout customization allows us to arrange the fields either in one or two columns inside the section. But we can't arrange the fields in more than two columns. More than two columns. This can be implemented by using development. Second one, we can't customize the background color, font, style, size, alignment of the page layout. Done with these points? Next. So with this one, we are done with that page layout customizations. Now, so now let's see a new feature, schema builder. So since very long back, we are keep on using this word schema builder, schema builder, schema builder in so many places. During objects also we have used this. During fields also we have used this option schema builder. Then what exactly schema builder? What we can do with the help of schema builder? How to build the schema? That means how to build the objects. How to add the fields to the objects through schema builder. We will see. And upon using this schema builder, to build our schema, that means to create our objects, to add the fields, what kind of side effects that we have, what kind of limitations that we have in schema builder, and how can we overcome these limitations, what kind of additional steps that we use to perform to overcome that. Now let's see practically. Now that already we know, schema builder is a graphical representational tool. Schema builder is a graphical representational tool. Why I'm using this word graphical representational tool is, in schema builder everything we can able to operatable through by using drag and drop options. If it is an object manager, keep on we are using the option next buttons over here. That means it's purely a navigational process, but schema builder is purely a graphical representational tool which can be operatable with the help of drag and drop options or by using mouse clicks. Now, so schema builder is a graphical representational tool which allows us to perform two operations. By using schema builder, we can perform two operations. First operation, already we know. By using this schema builder, we can see all the objects available inside the organization in pictorial format by placing them on the canvas. So already we have discussed how to see the objects available inside my arc by using schema builder by placing them on the canvas over here. That is the first operation. That means by using schema builder, we can represent the object structure on the canvas in pictorial format. So that we'll see what exactly the object, what fields are available, what is the name of those fields, what data types are available, which one is mandatory, which one is optional. If you have two objects are available, whether these two are related or independent. If these are related, then which one is parent, which one is child, what kind of relation that we have, everything we can see pictorially with the help of schema builder. So with the help of this schema builder, we can able to analyze the existing schema by placing them on the canvas in pictorial format. That is the first one. Second operation is, by using this schema builder, we can build the schema also. Building the schema means what? Schema means structure. Structure means object which contains some columns. So by using this schema builder, we can build the schema. We can create the objects. We can add the fields. We can map the associations between the objects. We can do with the help of this schema builder. So we can perform these two operations with the help of schema builder. So the first operation is, through schema builder, we can represent the existing object structure on the canvas in pictorial format. That operation already we had done during objects concept itself. And the second one, we can create our own schema also. Creating the schema means creating the objects, creating the fields, mapping the associations between the objects also through by using drag and drop option. That facility is available here. These are the two operations we can do. Then, in this case, how can we do these two operations? I will show you with the practically here. Okay? Now, make a note of this one. Schema builder. Schema builder is a graphical representational tool which is used to perform the below two operations inside the organization. First one, by using schema builder, we can represent the existing objects structure on the canvas in pictorial format. Second one, by using schema builder, we can build our own schema based on the need. That is, we can create the custom objects and we can add the fields to the object and we can map the associations among the objects. Then, how can we go to this schema builder? Let me give the navigation. Click on setup menu, search for the option schema builder in quick find box. Go to the schema builder tool. Go to the outline tab from the left panel. Select the required objects checkbox. View the object structure on the canvas. Now, click on Elements tab. Click on Elements tab from the left panel. Use the elements to design the schema by using drag and drop options. This is the navigation. Done with this? Now, let's see. Now, let me go back to my schema builder. In order to go to this schema builder, just you can go to the setup menu, go to the quick find box, search for the option schema builder. Now the schema builder tool will be visible for you. So this is the schema builder tool. In this schema builder tool, we have two panels are available. There is a left panel and there is a right panel. Now this right panel is called as canvas. It's a canvas which is used to draw something, which is used to represent something. Now, when you observe this left panel here, we have two tabs are available: elements tab, objects tab. Now, by default, objects tab has been selected by default over here, which will be populating all the objects available inside my Salesforce org. Inside my Salesforce org, whatever the objects are available, including standard, including custom, all the object names are populating in the form of a list box, where each object name is visible along with a checkbox. Because if you want to see this object on the canvas, just you can select that corresponding objects checkbox. Those objects will be visible on the canvas automatically by Schema Builder tool. So, in order to see what object structure you want to see on the canvas, we can select those objects a checkbox. Suppose if you want to see the objects, okay, case object, just you can select that case object checkbox. Now the case object also visible on the canvas. We are having this case object also. I have this account object, opportunity object, and then I have case object also. Case object. So in this case, account object we are having some fields, case object also we are having the fields, opportunity object also we are having the fields over here. Okay, now, so now just you can select the object name, automatically the object structure will be visible to you on the canvas. Now we can see in this object what fields are available, what is the data type of each and every field. We can see the field name, data type, field name, data type, field name, data type, like that. All the fields we can see. And we can see which one is a mandatory field, which one is an optional field. We can see very clearly inside this schema builder tool over here. It will populate all the fields available inside my object in the form of a tabular structure, which will represent the field label and the field data type, along with whether it is mandatory or optional. All the information we can see at one place. Now, not only one object, multiple objects also we can place on the canvas. Now tell me in this case here, we have placed these three objects: account, opportunity, and the case. Now tell me, is these three objects are independent or related? Independent or related? Related. How do you know related here? There is a connection. Between these objects, we are having a connector. Now this connector is indicating these objects are connected over here. That means related objects here. These are not independent objects. These objects are related over here. Now, for example, here assume that we have account and we have case. Now these two objects are related or not? Yes, related. Now tell me, from these two objects, which one is parent, which one is child?
Account
Account
is
is the
parent.
Account
parent.
is parent,
Yes.
case
The
is
child.
child. Why? How do you know that?
The blue line
How
is
do you know
arising from
account is
account.
parent and the case is the child one?
Blue line,
Hmm.
the blue line is
Now,
starting
in
from
this
account.
case here, now the blue line is starting from account as a single. It will be starting like as one. Whenever it is reaching to this case, it is having this many symbol over here. Many symbol. That means one account, multiple cases, one customer,
One to many
multiple
relationship.
complaints. So that these two objects are having one to many relationship. These two are having one to many relationship here. So that one account record can have multiple related case records also. Clear? Understood the concept now? Now. So now here in this case, by using this schema builder as a step one, we can able to represent the existing object structure on the canvas, and then we can see what fields are available in the object, what are the data types of those fields, whether objects are associated or not, which one is parent, which one is child, everything we will see very clearly over here. Okay, this is the first operation that we can do with the help of schema builder. So schema builder allows us to represent existing object structure on the canvas in pictorial format. Okay, next, second operation. Now I don't want to see any objects over here, just we can able to select the clear all. Now my canvas is empty. What is the second operation that we can do with the help of schema builder? We can build our own schema. Building the schema means what? We can create our own object. Schema means structure. That means object, which contains fields, which contains associations with other objects also. So that by using this schema builder, not only representing the existing objects, we can create our own objects also. Till now, we have created the object by using object manager. But now, through schema builder also, we can create our own custom object. We can add our own fields also. We can map our own associations also. Then how can we do that? For that one, in schema builder in the left panel, we have one more tab that is called as elements tab. Now we are going to be using this elements tab. So in order to create your own object, to map the associations, to add the fields, whatever the elements are required, whatever the components are required, whatever the features are required, all are available as part of this elements tab. So go to the elements tab, use each and every element, use the drag and drop options. We can build your own schema, depends upon your business requirement. Then, in this case, how can we build the schema through schema builder? We'll see with the practical also, and then we'll see what kind of side effects that we have. When I click on this elements tab, now we can see the elements. These are all are the elements over here. Just you can drag and drop them. Now, object element here. To create an object, we are using object element. Whatever the data types we have discussed, each and every data type is visible like as element. That means component which can be drag and drop options over here. These are all of the data types which we have, which are as part of your Salesforce R. Clear? Understood the concept now? Now. So now in this case, how can we build the schema through schema builder? Now let me show you with practical here. Now, I want to take a small use case. Now, as part of that use case, I want to create a custom object. In that custom object, I would like to add some fields also. Then how can we do that? By using this drag and drop option. Now let me show you with practical. Okay? Now, make a note of this one. Take a small use case. Create a custom object, hiring manager, to store all the HR people data inside the object and add the below custom fields. Now, object name will be hiring manager. Now I would like to add the fields. The first field is hiring manager name. Now, do I need to create this field? No. Name field will be already providing by Salesforce by default. So this is a standard field. Second, location field. I would like to make it as a pick list. I want to populate some list of values like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, Mumbai, etc. Next, designation of the HR person. I want to make it as pick list. I want to populate some list of values like as HR executive, senior HR executive, recruitment specialist, and HR manager. These are the four options I would like to populate. Contact number of the HR person. This should be the phone type. I want to make it required. Email address of the HR person. This should be of type email, which should be required. Current CTC, which will be a currency type. I want to allow maximum of a 7-digit number. Employment type. I want to make it as a pick list. I want to populate the list of values are whether he is a contract employee, contract to hire, or the permanent. These are the fields I want inside my object. So I want to create an object with the name hiring manager. In this object, I want to add all these fields. From out of these 7 fields, one field is a standard field. Remaining 6 fields we have to create manually here by using Schema Builder tool. Then how can we build the objects? How can we add the fields? Now let's see through Schema Builder. Done with this? Now, let's see how can we create our own custom object in Salesforce by using Schema Builder. Now, let's go to the Schema Builder. Click on Elements tab. In order to build the schema, whatever the elements are required, all the elements are visible as part of this Elements tab. Now take the elements whatever you want in order to build your own schema here. Each and every data type is available in the form of element so that you can use the drag and drop options in order to build your schema. Let's see. Now I want to create a custom object with the name hiring manager. Because as of now we have created an object with the name position in order to store all the positions information. Now tell me, once a new position record has been posted inside the position object, once the position is available, who will take care of recruiting the candidates for this position? HR people. Recruiter people should take care of. So to store all the recruiters information or the hiring manager people's information, I want to create an object, hiring manager object here. Now let's see. Go back to your schema builder. I want to create the object first. Just you can able to drag and drop this object element onto the canvas. Now, as soon as whenever you are placing this object element onto the canvas, it provides the object property window. Here we can specify your object details like singular label, plural label, description of the object. Now you can go to the optional features section, select the checkbox like as allow reports, allow activities, track field history, remaining story will be same. Now let's see. Just you can drag and drop this object element onto the canvas. Whenever I'm placing this object element onto the canvas, now it provides the object properties window. So now we have to specify the details of the object which you would like to create. Now I want to create an object with the name hiring manager. The plural label will be hiring managers. Description I would like to indicate. This object is used to store all the HR people information. Inside the organization. I have given some description. Next, select the checkbox, allow reports, allow activities, track field history. I want to make this development status as deployed. That means I want to make my object to be ready to use. Next, at the last, you will be having a section. There is a section called as object creation options section. There you will be having the checkbox, add notes and attachments related list. Select the checkbox, notes and attachments. That means I want to add some attachments also along with this record over here. Okay, now tell me here, anything is missing here? Tab option. There is a last checkbox is available. Launch a new custom tab wizard after saving the custom object. Once a custom object has been getting created by adding some default fields to manage the records inside the object, to create some new record, to modify the record, to delete the record, to view the record, whatever the screens are required, the combination of those screens will be called as a tab. Please provide me the tab over here. Through the tab, I will manage the records inside this object. So that I want a tab. Do we have the checkbox over here? No. If the checkbox is selected, then only tab will be created. If the checkbox is not selected, what will happen? Tab will not be created. Only table will be created, business logic class will be created by Salesforce, no tab. That means no user interfaces over here. Now, do we have the checkbox over here? No. If the checkbox is not available, we can't select. If the checkbox is not selected, table will be created, tab will not be created over here. That means In this case, what will happen? Whenever we are creating the object through schema builder will provide the table, it will provide the business logic class, but no tab over here. This is the first drawback. So as part of schema builder, the first drawback is schema builder will provide the object structure along with the business logic class, but it won't provide any tab. Now, now tell me if the tab is not available, how to create the tab? Tabs section. Go to that quick find box, search for the option tabs, then click on go to the custom object tabs section, click on new button. We have to create the tab. That is one additional step that we have to do. Okay. If I am creating the object through schema builder will provide that table for you. It will add the 5 columns also, but it won't provide any tab. That is the first limitation. Okay. Now click on save button. Now my object has been created with the name hiring manager, which is providing 5 fields as usual. ID is common, and then we have name field, owner field, created by, last modified by. These 5 fields are common over here. Now, I want to add some more fields over here. So what is the next field? Location field. That will be of type pick list. Now, in the left panel, we have pick list component is available, pick list. Just you can drag and drop this component. Drag and drop this component onto your object because I want to add a pick list to this particular object. Place the mouse pointer on the object and then release the mouse button. It will provide section properties window. Drag and drop. Now I'm adding the field with the name location. In this location field, I would like to add some set of options. Some Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, Mumbai, Noida, Kochi, Vizag, some Gujarat, like that. These are the options I would like to populate. Once options are populated, these options I want to arrange them in alphabetical order. So that I'm selecting the checkbox, display values alphabetically here. Okay? Now, click on. No. When you try to store duplicate values, it won't accept that. For example, I'm giving Vizag one more time here. When I click on save button, it will show the error message, duplicate values not allowed. Now click on save. Now, the field has been added over here, location field. Next, designation. This is also pick list. I want to populate some set of options. I would like to populate. Now, these are the options. I want to make these options to be arranged in alphabetical order so that I'm selecting this checkbox. Next, contact number. Phone, it's a mandatory type. Phone field type, I want to make it required. Email address. That will be of type email. I want to make the field required. Current CTC. That will be of type currency. I want to allow maximum of a 7-digit number. Last one, employment type. Employment type, I'm giving the options contract, contract to hire, permanent. I want to arrange the options in alphabetical order. Click on save. Done. My object is ready. Whatever the fields are required, all the fields we have created. By default, name is available over here. We have created employment type field, current CTC, email ID, contact number, designation, location field here. These fields we have created inside this object over here. Clear? Understood the concept till now? This is how we can able to build the schema through schema builder. Just we can use the elements tab. Through these elements, we can able to design your own object also by adding the required fields. If you want to modify these fields, we have to go to the field settings. Go to the object here. In order to go to the object, just you can go to this option. Expand it. We have an option here, view object. Okay. Now go back to fields and relationships. From here, remaining story will be same. No change. Okay. Now clear up to this one. Next. Now let me go back to my applications over here. I'm done with my object creation. Now tell me, do we have any object with the name like as hiring managers? No. What needs to be done now? We need to create a tab. Right. Go to the setup menu. Click on setup. Search for the option tabs. Click on tabs link. Go to the custom object tabs section. Click on new button. Select the tab name and the object name. Object name is hiring manager. Select the tab style over here. What style you would like to apply, we can see. For example, I would like to specify a style, okay, with the name locked style. Click on next button. Make the field to be get visible. That means whatever the object that we are creating, that object will be visible to all the profile users by making it as a default on. Click on next. Make this a tab to be visible in all the applications also available inside my Salesforce org. Now click on save button. So from now onwards, okay, new tab has been created for this custom object hiring manager. So now here we are having a new tab, okay, for the new tab for the object hiring manager. Clear? How to create the tab for the object already we have discussed that in the previous session. Now let's go back to my application. Refresh the screen. Now still it is not yet reflected. Now let me log out and let me relog in. Do we have this a tab name? Yes. Click on hiring managers tab. I want to make this all the fields to be get visible, all the records. Now, in this case, inside my hiring manager object, whatever the records are available, all the records will be visible. But as of now, we haven't created any records. Just now we have created the table. The table is empty. Clear? Now, can I create a new record inside my object now? Yes. Go to that hiring managers tab. Click on new button to create a new record. Observe what will happen in this case. It is showing hiring manager name field, contact number, email ID. These are the only three fields we have in object. No, we have created some more fields also, like location field, designation field, employment type field, currency field also. Okay, these are not visible. Why? Hmm. Those are not mandatory, right? That means what? Whenever we are adding a field through schema builder, okay, whenever we are adding the field through schema builder, if the field is a mandatory field, that means a required field, then only schema builder will place the field onto the canvas automatically. If the field is an optional field, optional fields will not be visible on the canvas automatically by schema builder. This is the second drawback. Okay. In that case, what we need to do? We have to add those fields onto your page layout manually by using page layout customization. Go to the page layout, drag and drop those components onto your user interface. So this is the second additional step that we have to perform. Okay, understood the concept here? If you are creating the object through object manager, you may create n number of fields also, no problem here. All the fields are visible on the page layout automatically. But in schema builder, upon creating the field through schema builder, it will represent the field on the canvas which are mandatory. If the field is mandatory, then only it will represent on that canvas, or else it won't represent over here. This is the second limitation. For that one, what needs to be done? We have to go back to page layout customization. We have to customize the page layout. Go to that object here. What is my object name now? Hiring manager. Go to the page layouts. Click on hiring manager layout. You know how to add the fields, how to remove the fields, everything you know that. Now, I would like to add a section. Now here I'm adding a section here. Contact details, a section. I want to represent that section header on both the edit page and detail page also. I want to arrange the fields in two columns. I want to use left to right tab key order. In this one, I would like to place contact number field, email ID field. Remaining fields are available where? Inside your page layout in always visible control. In this always visible control, the fields are available which we have created over here. From here, drag and drop each and every field wherever you want. Now by default it is showing the name field. Then I want to show location field. Location field, drag and drop. Then I want to show designation, that will be in this place. Employment type will be in this place. Current CTC will be in this place. Owner will be in this place here. Next, I want to show this information section header to be visible on both the layouts, on edit layout and detail layout both. Double click on this. I want to show it on both edit layout and detail layout. System information section also I want to make it visible in both edit and detail layout. I don't want, okay, open activities, activity history. Only I want notes and attachment option. Now click on save button. Clear? Now click on save. Now my page layout has been customized. Now we can see. Refresh the screen. Click on new button. Still the browser cache is not yet reflected. Let me relog in. I'm going to my sales application. Go to the hiring manager tab. Click on new button. Now tell me, will all the fields are visible on the page layout or not? Yes. This is how we can build the schema through schema builder here. These are the two limitations are available. Okay. Now make a note of this one. Drawbacks. While building the objects, through schema builder, we have the below two limitations. First one, upon creating a new custom object, schema builder will provide the table with the standard fields and business logic class. But it won't provide the tab for the object. So the solution is we have to create the tab. We have to create the tab for the object manually by using custom object tabs section. Second one, while adding the custom fields to the object, schema builder will represent only the mandatory fields onto the page layout automatically. But optional fields won't be visible on the layout. The solution is, for this one, we have to add the remaining fields onto the page layout manually by using page layout customizations. These are the two drawbacks. This is the concept of schema builder in Salesforce. Done? Now. So this is the concept of schema builder that we have in Salesforce. Okay, next. So in the next session, we'll see some more new features as part of this configuration. We'll see one by one. Okay. So do the practice and but is not yet done with that. Okay, previous requirement, please complete by Monday. So Monday I will cross check the people's account here. Okay, now. So please create the object, add the fields, customize the page layouts also. Okay, thank you.
Sir,
Sir,
I
a
have a
small doubt,
question.
sir. With the